Hi, I'm Jill from Homeschool for Real Life, and today I'm going to talk about a game called Organ Attack. It's recommended for 2 to 6 players. They say that it's the most fun when you play with 4 or 5. I've usually played with 3 and it's still a lot of fun, and it's recommended for ages 8 plus. This is a really fun game for learning about body parts and their basic functions. It has a lot of really fun graphics, and it's one that my kids request to play. They really enjoy this one. In order to learn science from it, you're going to become somewhat familiar with afflictions of the body and functions of the organs, but you kind of have to take the time to read the little one-sentence explanation on the card in order to really learn the science. I would like to provide a warning with this game also. It's a lot of fun. It's kid appropriate in my opinion, and they've put some humor into the cards, so it's great. However, it is dealing with some sensitive topics in a not very sensitive way. So we're careful who we invite to play, and you may think about whether or not it's appropriate for your family, because there are some illnesses that you apply to the organs. You're going to inflict illness and things on your opponent's organs. That's the goal, is to take out your opponent's organs before they take out yours. And so you're actually giving them illnesses and issues with their organs in order to take those out of the game. And so if your child is sensitive and isn't going to like that idea of you taking out their organs or having to inflict illness on other people's organs, or if you've known someone or within your own family had someone who's had a serious illness, it could bring up some of that. So that being said, you could remove 1 or 2 cards from the game and it would still play out just fine. So if there's only something specific that might bother your family, you could just remove that card and the game would still function fine. But I just want to make sure I share that up front because it is a really fun game as long as everybody's okay with the cards that are in there. And I'll show you what a few of those are. As you can see, Organ Attack is a game that takes up a lot of space. So you have to have a table on which you can spread everything out. So at the beginning of the game, you divide all of the organs in the game. These are all of the organs between the players evenly. So right now I have this set up as a 3-player game, and it's set up a little bit weird just because these 2 players have their organs in 2 rows and I have mine going across in 1 row, but that's just kind of what worked out when I was laying it out here to show you. So these are my organs in the game right here. These are one opponent's, these are another. This is our discard pile for the attack deck, and then here we have a space to discard organs. So the way that you play is each player gets a deck of 5 attack cards that you keep secret, but all of your organs are laid out in front of you for other players to see. And other players are going to play attack cards on you during their turn, on your organs, in order to take them out of the game. The goal is to take out your opponent's organs before you lose all of yours. So as you can see, even just in the goal of the game, it's a little bit of dark humor because we're trying to take out each other's organs. And I want to show you some of the cards that could cause some concern. I've put them in my hand purposely here so that I can show those to you. So some of them are fun, like appendicitis. You can see on each of these attack cards, it explains what it is, like a technical explanation. A painful inflammation of the appendix usually leads to removal unless it can be treated with antibiotics. And then some of the cards have a funny little cartoon, funny saying, "I will kill you if the urge strikes me." So they had fun with those. They don't all have that. This hypothyroidism, that's another example of a fun one. Its technical definition: a decrease in hormone slows body functions like metabolism. Thyroid, my liege, the organs grow weary. So they made the cards a lot of fun by the graphics on them as well as some funny little comic things. But Some of these are not so funny, so you have to judge if your kids are okay with this kind of idea, this type of gameplay. And also, we've been careful who we play with because of this. It could be offensive or upsetting. So, for example, afflictions that you can play on other players to take out their organs. We have muscular dystrophy, cystic fibrosis, mental illness. And here are some other cards that could be concerning for you. They have W's on them because they're considered wilds. They can be played on any organ. Multiple sclerosis, cancer, hemorrhage, and an outbreak card. Now, the outbreak also has the flame, which means you actually don't have to wait for your turn to lay this card. You can lay it at any point you want. I mentioned that these with the W are wilds. They can be laid on any organ. Most of them have a little graphic that shows you who they can be played on. So the overactive bladder, that can only be played on the bladder. That's the only organ that one can attack. Some of them are able to attack 2 organs. Let's see if we can find one here. Here's one. Upper respiratory infection. That can attack the nose, the lungs, or the trachea. So that could be played on any one of those 3 cards. You can play it on here. So when afflictions are played on organs, it takes 2 afflictions to take out an organ. So the trachea now has an affliction on it, but it's still in the game. It's not going to be taken out yet until a second one is laid on it, and then the afflictions will be discarded and that organ will be discarded here in the center. And so again, you're playing until everyone's organs are gone but yours. Hopefully that's the goal. There is this one wild organ card. This one takes 4 afflictions to take it out. So you want to be laying those earlier in the game. But the nice thing is that any affliction can be played on it. So one of these, like this is only for the eyes, but I could lay it on here. So I wouldn't want to probably, since the eyes are sitting right there, I would lay it on the eyes. But if I had one that's for my own organs, for example, chronic strep throat, that attacks the tonsils. I have the tonsils. I do not want to lay that on my own organ. So I could use that over here on the wild as one of the 4 afflictions needed to take that out. There are some exceptions. Necrosis counts as 2 afflictions on the wild card or 2 on any organ. And so I can take out the organ just with that 1 card. It's gone. These are some other different sorts of cards in the game. These are part of the attack deck as well, but some of these are for defense. So here's a vaccine. This protects you from afflictions, wilds, and necrosis for 2 turns if you lay this. Medicine allows you to remove an affliction from one of your own organs. If you get the poison card, you have to remove one of your own organs. It doesn't even count as a turn, you just have to do that. Immunity boost can block an opponent's play, which is really helpful if they're attacking your organs or if they lay something like this sedate card. They could take you out of the game for 2 rounds. You could miss 2 rounds of play, but if you immediately play the immunity boost, you can play it immediately because it has that flame. You block it and you don't have to do that. Research is kind of fun. It allows you to go through the attack discard pile and take any 1 card you want out of there. And there are a few other cards of that type in the game. So like I said, you're going to have a deck of 5 cards, and on any turn, you're going to play one of those cards. Looking for skin. Here's skin. We have acne. Oh no! Oh please no, not before the big dance. So you're going to play 1 card per turn, and then you draw 1 so that you always have 5. If you don't have any cards you want to play, you can discard 2 and draw 2 more, and that counts as a turn. But that's pretty much it. It's a fairly simple game to understand. Most of the directions are right on the cards, and it's a lot of fun. They've purposely put some cards in to create mayhem, as they say, and keep things kind of lighthearted and fun, as long as you can get past that you are, in fact, trying to take out each other's organs with some things that in real life are pretty serious. I didn't show you all the game components. This is really fun. This comes inside the game box. It looks like a book. That's where you store your cards. It looks like a medical school book. Here's your rule book right here. Not too extensive, not too complicated. And then the game also came with these 2 packs of stickers. They are 2 identical packs, stickers with the fun little organ graphics on them. So you could come up with your own game with these. You could do a matching game if you wanted. With younger children, you could just play a simple matching game. But they also are stickers, so we had thought about maybe tracing our bodies and then putting the stickers on where these organs would be found as an educational activity. Thank you for joining me to talk about Organ Attack. It's a fun game with some educational value, as long as you're okay with a little bit of humor about some serious things. So I hope you enjoy the game. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it. And be sure to subscribe, because we review many educational games on this channel and you're not going to want to miss them. Thanks.